Thank you for tuning in to the Emerging Strategy webinar series. My name is Christian Fleming, and with me today is Philip Tomlin, Director at Emerging Strategy here in Shanghai. Emerging Strategy is a leading provider of customized market intelligence services across global emerging markets. And for today's webinar, Philip is going to be introducing several key points concerning China's retail space, and he'll also touch on how to use market intelligence to help make informed decisions for your business.
Thank you, Christian, for the kind introduction. I'm delighted to talk with everybody today about using market intelligence to make informed decisions in emerging markets where often data is not available or is of low quality. So thank you for taking the time to listen to us today. As you know, China is quickly becoming the world's largest retail market, and it is impossible for international retailers to ignore. The potential for business here is huge. However, winning in the retail market in China is a tough battle, as many international brands are finding out. There are numerous challenges retailers are facing in China, from finding and retaining top retail talent to negotiating red tape here. As a market intelligence firm, we have decided to clarify a number of topics which we feel are clouding the market and making strategic decisions difficult for retailers here in China. So number one, the future of the target consumer will not be focused on affluent coastal cities. It will be spread out across hundreds of mid-tier cities with different cultures and consumer behaviors. Secondly, a vast amount of shopping mall space is coming online in China, and the competition for the best spots and the best malls is going to be tough, as it already is. Finally, China already has the largest e-tailing market in the world, and although the average ticket size is small, it is still proving to be a disruption to the traditional retail outlet model. PM Li Keqiang has announced on numerous occasions he wants to drive an increase in domestic consumption in China. Currently, it is approximately 36%, which is well below the 53% of other developing nations. Projections by the McKinsey Global Institute towards 2020 show that mainstream consumers will account for over half the market and affluent consumers an additional 6%. So this is a huge market and cannot be ignored. However, it also represents a challenge, since the market will be divided into sub-segments depending on region. Although this is still considered a China market, it is important to look at it as though it were a market spread across an entire continent with regional preferences and differences. Looking at the map, we can see how China's provinces will each represent the GDP of a single country by 2020. What this means on a city level is that the largest segment of wealth will be distributed across developing and emerging cities in China's mainland, distributing the potential market size across a huge geographic area and across different consumers. This dispersion causes a number of issues for retailers along their supply chain, in their merchandising, marketing their products, and finding good retail locations. In emerging cities, opening stores in shopping malls and shop-in-shops and department stores offers a safer bet than a high street location, since the environment is closer to the modern retail experience multinational retailers want to be associated with. It is common knowledge that China invests heavily in the construction sector, and developers are building shopping malls in a lot of cities. The table on the right clearly demonstrates this, with China's cities having the most amount of retail space coming online. In fact, the top 3 cities in China have more retail space in shopping malls coming online each than in the entire Western Europe. This provides a serious challenge for retailers, as not all the malls will prove to be successful, as we have seen in the past. So prime retail space in good located and well-managed malls will still remain in short supply. An additional challenge to retailers is disruption provided by e-commerce in China, now the largest e-commerce market in the world. Although this does pose a threat to the traditional retail model, there are other opportunities which retailers can exploit as part of a bricks and clicks strategy. For example, e-commerce is very popular in lower tier cities, since there is a lack of choice of products in malls and department stores. Also, mobile penetration is very high, with e-commerce on mobile devices reaching $8.6 million in the first half of 2013 alone. As an entrepreneurial firm who has also grown in China, we understand the challenges of entering and growing in this tough market. We commenced operations in 2006 as Emerging Asia to meet the demand for high-quality market intelligence with multinationals operating here. We grew quickly and engaged with a multi-billion-dollar global company at a regional level in 2008, and continued to grow even through the financial crisis. Since then, we have opened a purpose-built global HQ in Shanghai and continue to provide multinational with high quality market intelligence across the Asia Pacific, EMEA, and now Latin America. This year we have opened an office in Sao Paulo to serve these emerging markets as well. So we had to rebrand from Emerging Asia. Now we are Emerging Strategy. All our projects are tailored and proprietary to each individual client and project. Our expertise and where we add the most value is in these middle two layers. We generate unique insights and have great business understanding and know what that means for our client's strategy. We do work extensively with large quantitative data sets, but we don't generate them ourselves. We have a number of sources which we can tap into to gather the required data. We then conduct extensive primary research with industry insiders and stakeholders to validate the quantitative data sets and also gain qualitative insights on various issues faced in emerging markets. Since we are focused on emerging markets, our expertise and experience gives us the unique ability to take those insights and formulate them into a strategy. So how can we help retailers get clarity on opaque markets in China and other parts of the world? To gain clarity on opaque markets, Emerging Strategy collects data from multiple sources to find important insights and understanding to help clients create a unique model to size their market. This example shows how using a combination of research from secondary sources and primary research can create a complete picture to develop a robust model to estimate the actual size of the market. One finding from the above example highlights that the target consumer spending behavior is not always as large as it seems. The market calculation for this client enabled them to get a more in-depth understanding of their market size and also of their consumer spending behavior. Once the market size has been established with confidence and a store rollout plan in place, selecting the correct retail locations is critical to the success of the plan. As shopping malls play such an important role, it is critical to separate the wheat from the chaff in cities with a large supply of retail space available. One strategy is to partner with a developer to enter new malls which they build in emerging cities, which is a safe bet. However, a systematic approach to collecting data and information on new malls, their catchment areas, and mall management can also prove to be a good strategy to cherry-pick the best spaces in malls ahead of the competition. Non-retail allocated space such as entertainment and well-managed food courts are strong indicators that the mall will attract traffic. Moving away from the store to online retailing, I think all retailers understand the importance of incorporating online data into an omni-channel strategy for China. Some brands are pioneering this strategy like Burberry, who have over 500,000 followers on Sina Weibo and post pictures of items online before they are shown on the catwalk. The internet giants Tmall and Taobao dominate the market, but understanding the consumer behavior on these sites, such as keyword searches and product delivery volumes, can help understand the new Chinese consumer in emerging cities in the mainland. Just to show a quick example of how a retailer entered the market in China in both developed cities and an emerging city by using market intelligence to make informed decisions. The brand had a very unique Japanese cute style and needed to identify consumption patterns of this type of style in a number of cities. To understand the demand, they needed to get a handle on market sizing, pricing strategies, brand positioning relevant to their competitors, and also key retail locations. Emerging strategy consultants evaluated competitors' best practices, determined the optimal product pricing, and analyzed retail locations which would offer the best returns. Primary research findings were backed by an extensive quantitative survey across cities and supported by interviews with opinion leaders within this market. The client incorporated our recommendations in their decision-making process for planning their market entry. As a result, the client gained rapid consumer acceptance and market share. In some, emerging markets pose numerous challenges when trying to make informed strategic decisions. As a specialist in emerging and other opaque markets, we can help make informed strategic decision-making. We have feet on the ground across most emerging markets, so all our research is localized in the local culture and language. We are a small and extremely efficient team. All our work is proprietary and customized for each individual client to express their specific business needs and issues. And as members of both the SCIP and the MRS, we ensure that all work is conducted anonymously and to a high set of professional standards. Thank you for taking the time to review our webinar, and we do hope to hear from you in the future.
Thank you very much, Philip, for that detailed overview. And for our viewers, that concludes today's webinar. If you have any further questions or comments for Philip or myself, please feel free to email us at info@emerging-strategy.com, or you can visit our website at www.emerging-strategy.com. Thanks again for tuning in, and we hope to see you again soon.